Hi guys, Becca here with Becca's Easy Recipes. Today we're going to learn how to make Spanish rice. There's a whole lot of different ways you can make it, but I'm going to show you my version of Spanish rice. Please forgive me. I've been a little bit under the weather, so I got a little congestion going on and stuff, but I got to keep y'all updated, okay? I got to keep y'all in some food. I want to do a shout out to my friend Bella. What? Hey girl. And little Gingy here says, oh snap. Yeah, he's gonna be my little helper today. So I have already pre-washed my vegetables. I've got a whole onion. I've got a little bunch of cilantro. You don't have to use it all, but and you don't have to use any if you don't want to, if you don't like it. Because, some people, it tastes like metal to them, I've got garlic, tomato sauce, oil, rice, and a few seasonings. So let's get started. So now I'm going to chop up the onion. You can use a whole onion or you can use half an onion. Just depends on how much rice you're going to be making. You can freeze rice. Just make sure, if you put it in an airtight container, make sure that you try to get as much air out as you can. If you make a bunch, you can share it with your neighbors or just, if you really love it, just eat the crap out of it. I'm gonna go ahead and chop up a whole onion. I don't have to use it all, but at least I'll have some pre-chopped if I need some for something later. I know right now, like today is the day before Thanksgiving, so everybody's gonna be cooking up a storm. After this video, I'm gonna show you how to make a cherry cheese pie, a no-bake cherry cheese pie. And I tell you what, it never lasts. It's always gone, like almost instantly, because it's a lot of my family's favorites. And guys, this onion, you can leave it as chunky as you want, or you can chop it up as small as you want to. It don't matter, because once it cooks down and stuff, you won't be able to hardly see it, because it's going to be translucent in your rice. I think that's good. Now, I'm going to chop up my cilantro. And I just got one little bunch here. I'll probably about that much. See, he still got quite a bit left, so you can use it for another dish or, add more to your rice. I'm just gonna do a coarse chop on it. It don't have to be real small, because it's gonna wilt down when you cook it. Okay guys, I got my measuring cup here, and I got my oil. I have already opened my can of tomato sauce. And when you're cooking with rice, it's hard to try to guesstimate on the amounts and stuff, because if you don't add enough water, your rice is not going to cook well. And if you add too much, then it's going to get mushy. So it's better if you kind of go by the recipe on the bag, or not the recipe, the instructions on how to cook it. So here, it's calling for 1 cup of rice for 2 cups of water. So let's go ahead and get our measurements going. try to open my bag here. Okay. There. See? It's at 1 cup right here. So what we're going to do next is we're going to add some oil to the bottom of our pan. And we're going to add just enough to cover the bottom, and that's it. Once you do that, we're going to put your rice in and stir it all up. And you want to keep stirring it because we're going to brown it. Okay? So let me turn on my stove. And I'm going to let y'all see here. I'm going to add just enough to cover the bottom. Because you want enough oil that's going to cover your rice. And I'm using extra virgin olive oil. You can use whatever kind of oil you have. But you want to let your oil get hot first before you add your rice. Okay, I'm going to add my rice now. And remember, you want to stir it and continuously stir it until it browns. Because you don't want to burn it, because it'll burn fast. You see how it's just enough coated. I hope you guys are having a great time out there. I hope you're enjoying your Thanksgiving holiday. And we gotta remember, to give thanks, to the good Lord. If it wasn't for Him, we wouldn't be here. Right? You gotta say what we're thankful for. Like, I'm thankful for being woken up this morning. I'm thankful for being sick because that just means I'm still alive, right? Thankful for my family and my friends and my job. And, And guys, when you're choosing your oil for your rice, extra virgin olive oil kind of burns a little faster, so it's probably better to use like vegetable oil or something. Olive oil is what I had, so that's what I'm gonna use. And it takes a few minutes for this to start browning, but once it starts, it's gone. It's gone from there, like a Russian racehorse, Okay, so you see how it's starting to get nice and toasted and brown? Just like this, see? You can leave it at this color, or you can get it a little darker if you want to. This is going to move kind of fast because you want to get your stuff in there before your rice and stuff starts burning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add my onion and cilantro. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. crazy here. Okay. I'm gonna let this cook up. Get nice and wilted and translucent. Well, the onions, like, so you can get them to cook down so you can see through them just a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of garlic. And you wanna kind of keep stirring it so you don't burn the garlic too, because that'll leave a nasty taste. Okay. Keep stirring. You see how the onion is getting nice and caramelized? The cilantro has wilted down already. It happens really fast, guys. Now I'm going to add my can of tomato sauce. And you want to let it cook a little for like a couple of minutes. Kind of get the tomatoey flavor out of it. Now you can add a can of rotel tomatoes if you like tomatoes in your Spanish rice. I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit to about 3. And while this is cooking up a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and add my seasoning. So I got a package of Goya Sazon. I'm going to add this to it. And this is going to color it orange too, guys. I'm going to add some comino. You know, my go-to seasonings. Probably put about a teaspoon in there. I'm going to add some salt. You don't want to add a whole bunch of salt because I'm going to add some chicken flavor. So that's salty too. So I'm going to just use probably about a half a teaspoon. Probably add about a tablespoon of chicken flavor. And guys, you don't have to put chicken flavor in it, but I like it that way. I'm gonna add some onion powder and some garlic powder. Probably about half a teaspoon of each. Stir it all up. See how it's getting nice and orange. Now I'm going to add my water to it. And guys, once you get this to a rolling boil, you can stir it with your spoon until it starts boiling. Then you're going to turn your heat off and just let the heat do its thing. And after this gets nice and hot, and you don't want to stir it with a spoon anymore. You want to try to fluff it with your fork because the spoon will make it mushy. And you don't want to check it a whole bunch. I just let it sit for probably about 15-20 minutes, you know. Probably check it one time in between there and fluff it, give it a good fluff. Put your lid on it and let the heat do its work, do its magic, and then it should be ready. Now you can add different spices to your Spanish rice. You can add a little bit of Spanish oregano if you want to. You can add, you could add corn. Some people like corn in their Spanish rice. I just like it old school style. Just plain old regular Spanish rice. I don't need to spice it up any. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid on. I couldn't find the regular lid, so we're gonna have to use this oversized lid. But we're gonna let it come to a boil, and then we're gonna turn the heat off. And we'll go from there. Now, Spanish rice is so easy to make. I know it's a little difficult with the measurements, but this is one thing I do measure is rice, because there's been times where I've made it too soupy and it was just nasty. But and you might have to add a little more water to it if it's a little more al dente than you like. But feel free to. It's to your discretion. But once it starts boiling, then you can turn the heat off, leave your lid on it, and just let it sit and rest. And about 15-20 minutes, your rice will be done. So I'll see you back when it's ready, okay? Okay guys, let's check it out. It's been about 10 minutes. Let's check and see how it's looking. Ooh, you see how the water has already been absorbing into the rice? We're going to give it a little fluff with my fork. And see, just letting it sit with the heat off. It's already doing its job. I'm gonna give it a quick little taste. I'm gonna put the heat back on. Not the heat, I meant the lid. It's got a good flavor. Toasting the rice gives it kind of a little smoky taste to it, but it's not overpowering. It needs to sit a little longer because it's still a tiny bit al dente, but just leaving it off the heat and keeping the lid on, just the steam itself is cooking the rice. So it's not something that you gotta sit and watch, you know. And guys, Spanish rice goes good with everything. You can make enchiladas and do a side of Spanish rice and beans. You can eat it by itself. You can put it in burritos. Some people like it in their burritos, tacos. Some people even put it on nachos. I don't put it on my nachos because I don't like it like that, but you know, whatever your preference is. But Spanish rice is super easy to make, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time. And and you can use any kind of rice that you have on hand. Some people even like to use the, was it lavender rice or something like that? Yeah, I don't care for lavender rice, but I mean, it's whatever you prefer. I use just the regular long green rice. I don't use the, was it extra long? I just use the regular because that's usually what I got on hand. So, and if you don't finish it all, you can freeze it. Like I said, you can put it in an airtight container, or you can put it in a Ziploc bag. Just make sure you get all the air out of it. And you can use it for a different dinner, like say a couple of weeks from now or something, you know. You'll already have it made. All you gotta do is just heat it up. Add a little bit of water to it, just heat it up. That's it. Okay guys, so it's been probably another 7 minutes. Let's go ahead and check it one more time. Again, you're going to use your fork to fluff it. Ooh-wee. You see how it's nice and orange and fluffy. Yum. You can see the little specks of garlic in there, onion, cilantro. So I'm going to put a little bit in this bowl. We're going to taste it, okay? It's going to be hot, so be careful. Don't scald your mouth. That's perfect. So in total, you probably set off the heat for about 15, 17 minutes. And it's awesome. Again, I want to, shout out Bella. Thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. I want to shout out all you guys. I really appreciate that you are watching my videos, learning something. You like them. Guys, I just want to say I love y'all. I love y'all, and I love that we can all come together and cook together. It's a learning experience for us all. And if there's something that y'all want me to make and I don't know how to make it, we're going to learn together, okay? Well, until my next video, which is here shortly, I'm going to be doing a no-bake cherry cheese pie. And, we're all looking for shortcuts, right? We don't want to spend a ton of time in the kitchen. So, guys, I love you. Happy Thanksgiving. Peace out.